Welcome everyone to today's TAM training, where we show you how you can have total visibility and total control over your data. Today we are going to be going through a quick Power BI introduction. I'm James Klein. I am the support assistant and junior developer here at Total Stream Systems, and I'm excited to show you what we've got with Power BI. In our Total ANI module, we have integrated into it Power BI. Basically, Power BI gives you dynamic data viewing. You're able to go through and look and get not only an overview of your data, but also be able to drill in and see more detailed. You can also create customizable windows for your data as well. You can create your own dashboards to get the data that you're looking for. It's also built into TAM for easy access using the TAM ANI module. It's also compatible with all the modules in TAM, so you can get the AFE data, drilling and well work data, production data, equipment, and finance data. So let's hop on in to the TAM ANI module. First, you'll just want to log into Total Stream here. You can see here we now have 4 options, being the drilling and well work, production, operations, and now the ANI module. You can click on this here, the analytics and insight, and it will load up the Total ANI module. From here, you can see you have a couple options. Today, we're just going to be looking through this dashboard option here. Click the drill down. We have dashboards for the AFE, drilling, well work, and production module, but we can make others in the future. To start us off, we can look at this tank runs report. You'll notice when you first run a Power BI dashboard, it'll ask for this authorization. You can ask one of us at Total Stream if you need an account for this, though if you already have access to your company's remote desktop, you can use that account to be able to sign into here. Alrighty, once you've successfully logged in, it'll load the data for that particular dashboard. This particular dashboard gives all the tank runs for your tanks depending on the date that you have selected. This here is a date slicer. It allows you to be able to select a particular date range that you want to see for your data. Right now we have January 1st of 2017 and all the way to January 1st of 2020. We can see all that data here in the graph, red being the oil sold purchaser volume and brown being the net revenue. And it's hard to see here, but you can see a little bit of green right here, and that's the run volume, which should be pretty close to the oil sold purchaser volume already, so that's a good sign. So let's just say here I want to shorten my date range. You can either type in here, so let's say I only want up to January 18. You can go and select it through here. Go down all the way to January 1st, and it will start loading up all the data for that. And we can see we get a bit of a closer view now of all the different data here. We can also select different purchasers as well. So we have a huge list here of different purchasers. So if I want to see a purchase or all the purchases by Doe Field, I can select that. And we'll just get all the purchases that happened through this date range right here in the graph and right here in the table. We can see what well it is and also all the different run types. I'm going to go and deselect that. You can also see all the different well data, so we can see only just well tank purchases, or we can just see facility purchases if we wanted to as well. It just depends on what type of data you're looking for. You can also get specific assets as well as specific tanks as well. So you can see you can get some really good data out of this, and even just by, if we wanted just to see the Able 1, you can click on this table here and only see stuff for that particular day. Or I can go into here and select the Able 1, and it'll give us all the purchases for that particular well. Another great dashboard that we have is the company monthly estimate report. This dashboard here gives all the daily data in a monthly estimate format. So it'll give it all in a monthly format so you can see what it may look like once you do your reconciliation. We'll wait for this here to load. Okay, perfect. So there's another type of date slicer that we'll use in our dashboards known as a hierarchy slicer, which allows us to select a year if we wanted to, but we can also drill down and pick a certain month as well, just so that we can see the data for a particular month. Or if you wanted to see the data for all the months in a year, we can select the entirety of 2020 and see all the data for there. Right now, we'll go back to May. And we can also select, again, different assets that we want to select. Or we can even select it here. You can see it automatically updated to what we wanted it to look like. We can see all the gas for the poly 2H and all the oil, and you can see it all here on this graph. And it immediately updates when I click and click off of it. We also have dashboards for other modules as well, such as the AFE. Click this Total Stream AFE dashboard here. You can see here, we get a nice little arch graph here that gives us the field costs, total capital, and total AFE. This is just showing for all the different AFEs. Right now, for this particular AFE date, you can see here we have another one of these date slicers that we can use to change the date of when we have different AFEs showing, which will in turn update all the different data on screen. We can also go down here, we can see the asset and then the field costs for each asset. We can click on this Morgana 4-6C and see all the particular data for it. We can see in this graph here, we can see all the costs for April. You can see date month here, as well as the field cost, and then highlighted is the particular cost for the Morgana 4-6C. Same with May and with June. You can also see here that this updated, it's 2.1 million costs, or field costs, as well as the total AFE being 106.5 thousand. And then the total capital being up here, and also at the end of this arch being 134.5 million. You can also see down here just the different costs for each cost code, as well as the cost for the different vendors. There's also this pie chart here, which I'll click off. It's fully highlighted when you have nothing selected, and you can see all the different costs for each cost group. But when I go and again select the Morgana 4-6C, it only highlights the stuff for that particular, for the cost for that particular well. Moving on to drilling and well work, there's two dashboards that I'd like to show you today. First off being the Total Stream Drilling dashboard. This dashboard here gives a lot of good data, such as a well list and when the latest drilling date was. So you can see where a particular project is currently at and when the last time a reported drilling report has been reported, as well as all the different IADC codes, and then the measured depth and the total vertical depth for each drilling date. We can see here all the different costs for each quarter. And then here you can see the measured depth. Currently, right now, we have it by year and month by what it looks like. However, it does look a little bit strange, and that's because it is showing for all the projects. Now, if I went in and select the Kitten 1, this will update to give you a graph that will probably be more helpful to you. It'll show the MD slowly going up and rising as you dig further down, and as the measured depth numbers get higher. You can also see here that we have costs for 2019, the second quarter, and it is highlighted as 2 million here for the Kitten 1, while still showing the total daily estimate cost for that quarter. The last dashboard that I would like to show you guys today is the failure analysis. This dashboard here, as you can see down here at the bottom of the screen, you can see that it has different tabs, kind of like an Excel sheet. You can have different windows in your Power BI dashboard so then you can show different data without having to scrunch it all on one page. So you can see here, this is a nice little bubble map showing you all the different failures in different areas. So then you know where those failures are happening, where you need to go to fix them. I'm going to go over here to page 4, the failure counts by type and cause. And this here gives you all the different failures by the different types, the causes for them, as well as just a number of failures for different wells, and then as well as the repair count by failure type. As you can see here, we have the repair count by failure type, location, cause, and manufacturer. But for right now, we're only seeing the equipment manufacturer and the actual type of failure. If you click this little down arrow here, it'll turn on the drill down option. This will allow you to drill down to a particular type. So let's just say I want to look at ESP failures. You can see here all the different equipment manufacturers and equipment items that have failed. So you can see the sensor here has failed, CO, production pump. It gives you all this data to be able to find where the failure is exactly happening on the ESP. Then we can just click this up arrow to drill back up. You can also see up here we have several different little boxes that allow you to select different parameters. So if you only want to see failures for a particular field, such as the Pelican, or that'll take off the Pelican. There we go. We'll put back on the Pelican. It'll load up that data for that particular field. You can see that only 4 ESP failures happened, 5 for the rod pump. We'll select them all back on. You can also select by state, by production formation, which we currently do not have on this demo database, but you can have. Well type, failure type, and the year. So if you only want to see failures for a particular year, such as 2020, it'll load up that data, which it seems all of these happened in 2020. Oh no, it's still loading. There we go. So now we can see all the data that happened in 2020. Alrighty, thank you all for coming. If you have any questions, please contact us at support@totalstream.com.